Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at which FF car is the best at Daily Race A in Interlagos using the Group 4 FF cars. So we're starting off with the RCZ, which we did our qualifying time in of a 1:38.204. I do think I can get into the 1:37s with a bit of practice though. But you see, starting 6th in this one, but just keep your eye out for the Greek guy starting in 4th in this one. He's in every race that I did here, and he features rather heavily later on in the video, so maybe through the races just keep your eye out for him. See, they're getting traction control on and then getting it off and hitting the radar back on as soon as possible and sticking to the inside, because at least if we get punted then we should stay on. But not too bad, a little bit of door banging, but nothing too bad through the centre S there, so good start, keeping our 6th place. We're coming down to turn 3 now. Gonna brake a little bit early here, just because early on we don't want any contact with people. We're trying to get away from the pack, so trying to break away with some of these guys at the front if we can, but you can see the fighting a little bit up ahead there. See, the German's already got a penalty and he goes a bit wide there, so we're going to want to get right on the back of these guys. As you see, don't know if you noticed on the radar there, it looked like someone come for a bit of a dive, but didn't affect us luckily. So again, I found in these races, first lap you have to be careful. So you see, that car comes around the outside, good move there, wasn't really expecting it, but he made it stick. So, but yeah, just as I was saying, those first lap, you have to be a bit careful on these while everyone was bunched together, because a few people I found would just send it, so you have to be aware of what was going on. So you need that radar on really, especially for the first lap. But you see, we've got to run on this guy in front now, and we're gonna stick to the inside, so we're gonna go to the outside, but we're gonna fake him and switch back, brake diagonally towards the corner to straight line our braking, but don't quite make the apex, just run a little deep and run him out wide a little bit. So not too sure about that, might have been a little bit aggressive there, but we'll have a look at that. Do you see on board with me here? I'll go to the side and just duke back to the inside, diagonal towards the corner, but yeah, just can't get it stopped in time. But luckily he doesn't turn in, he notices me, so I think that's maybe a little bit of a dive bomb there for me really, you know, might be a little bit too much, but the gap was there to go for, he gave me the space. So, but well done for him for noticing me, must have had his radar on. As I said, you need it, seeing other people dive, but there's me sending one in as well. See, some penalties being served ahead, and I don't like going through someone who's ghosted like that, but at this track it's very awkward to avoid people with penalties where the penalty zone is. And as you see, the German got another penalty there just for running wide, so we're just going to speed this through now, speed it up, because they seem very evenly matched, all these cars really, so you get some really good tight racing. So it's all about staying in the slipstream and taking the opportunity when you can. If you're just going to fight all the time, you're not going to make up positions really. You see, they've pulled away from us a little bit there because they've all got the slipstream of each other, but we're going to try and close back up to them if we can. And obviously the German's got his penalty to serve here, and half a second penalty. I'm within half a second, only 0.4, see, but somehow he still keeps that position. So, but he does run wide and we get it anyway. But so, to be honest, a half a second penalty here isn't the worst thing in the world for you, because I was within half a second of that guy and he served his half a second penalty and was still ahead of me. But we'll fast forward a little bit back through again, because we're sort of in no man's land again, stuck trying to catch these guys back up. See if we can gain on them and possibly look for going for the move. can see they are fighting away, the two ahead, but unfortunately not able to catch up at the moment. But you see, we have been caught up from behind, so we go defensive there, but don't need to, so get back to the racing line, put it on the inside. But he's still right behind us, so we're going to go defensive again, cover the inside, force him to the outside of this right-hander. Going to brake and just go not very deep, just a little deep, and he just gets his car in there, but I think that was a fair move. But you see there, he gets a 1 second penalty, which at the time I did think was a bit harsh, because I thought, yes, we touched, but I don't think there was much in it. But we'll go back and have a look at that. So this is from my point of view, protecting the inside. And then brake just a little late, and see there is more than a car width opens up. He takes that gap, tiny bit of contact, nothing really, and he gets that 1 second penalty, which I think's a little harsh. But just have a quick look from his point of view. As you see here, yeah, he gets the turn in because he's got the better racing line, cuts under the inside of me. Very good move, because there was only a car width there, but there was a car width, so I think it's very harsh that he got the penalty there. So I was thinking here, I need to try and keep up with him and not slow him down because of this German behind us. And I was possibly thinking about letting him take 4th place ahead of me, but we'll see what happens. So trying to get a good run out this final corner. So we're right up on him here, and we were watching the delta to the German behind, and we see we've got plenty of space, nearly 2 seconds, so we're looking at possibly slowing down. And as you look, as you come up to the line, I just ease off, let him get a second ahead, because in my opinion that was a totally fair pass and he deserved that place. It was a very good move from him and he deserved the position. So, but 5th place, we'll take that at this race. So I'm moving on to the next race here. We're going to be using the Audi TT next, and in this one the only practice laps we did were just a few laps before this race started, so we only had 2 or 3 laps. But you see we're starting in 5th with that Greek ahead of us in 4th, so we'll see what we can do in the TT. Thought the RCZ was a very solid car around here. Well, let's see how the TT does. So traction control on for the start, get it off and get the radar on as soon as possible. Looking to get to the inside, get myself right across to the inside at the start. Put the car on the outside, give each other plenty of space. Good racing there from the German, and there we go. We keep 5th place, so we'll definitely take that. He's lost 3rd, but I'm sure he'll take that as well, getting through cleanly. So as you just see, I was in the slipstream for some reason. I didn't change up to 6. I don't know why, so that messed my braking up a little bit. And then we get a bit of contact from the inside and get pushed wide. Nothing much in it though really, but drops us to 7th. And as you see, we get a ½ second track limit penalty, which I think is very harsh there. But let's have a look. So you just see I hit the limiter because I don't change up. Don't know what I was doing. Get pushed a little bit naughty from the Brit, but I don't think there was anything in it really. And then we get a contact from the German from behind. So just look at the German's point of view again. I don't think he's done anything wrong. But if you just look, it just gives us 1 touch there, and then just a second there, and that's what pushes us all 4 wheels over the curb. So to be honest, we wouldn't have gone all 4 wheels over had he not give us that little tap. So a little bit annoying that we get a track limit for that, but it was our stupid mistake of not changing gear that caused it. But then as you see here, someone does a Lewis Hamilton on me, so I'm Alex Albon there, and just absolutely sends it up the inside when there's definitely no move on there. And then as you see, coming into this next corner now, out of absolutely nowhere, same guy totally takes us out. So we'll go and have a look at them too and see what happens. But he does get a 4 second and the other guy gets a 2 second. So don't know what his 2 second was for, but we'll look at them now. So you see here, we're coming round on board with the Spaniard, and look at, see, I don't think there's ever really a move on there. I mean, there is a gap, but you know, there's no move to go for there really. But very similar to Lewis Hamilton on Albon there. But as we go here, look at this, just absolutely sends it and just takes me out. Don't know what you guys think of that, but I think it might be deliberate. So we're on board with this other guy that got the 2-second penalty in the TT. And look at that. Just a minor contact with that other car that was because of the Spaniard causing everyone to slow down. And he has the minorest of touches and gets a 2-second penalty. So very unlucky there, the guy in the TT. So that's the way the penalty system seems to go at the moment. You need a bit of luck. But hopefully we'll get in front of him with our half a second, because he obviously was behind us before that incident anyway. But we both got a penalty to serve, but his is worse than mine. And as you see, he goes deep into the centre S here. I'm looking to see where he comes back on, but the Spaniard gets alongside me somehow. But we managed to fend him off. So now we're coming up to serve our penalty at the penalty line, pull to the left. Serve our penalty, through comes the Spaniard. I go to move, but there's the Brit, which I then tried to pull back to the inside, but he manages to stop and do well and cut me back. So good move there from the Brit. So it's coming through to this next corner there, side by side. So yeah, and you see there the Brit goes wide, and that just gives us the inside line, and he gives us space. We try to give him space on the outside. Look there, I think I've got the position, and he just keeps it on the outside, so a little bit of contact, sorry about that. Didn't expect him to manage to keep that, but then round the outside of the next corner we get the traction down better and get that place. So back up into 8th. So not the greatest race so far, but some good racing and some exciting racing with the punts, I suppose. But we're just going to fast forward through now, see if we can catch the cars in front. Just going to go a bit deep into the centre S's here, which in this race in the TT we did go a bit deep a few times for some reason. See, just there a little bit deep again as well, and that puts the Brit right behind us, but we obviously keep that position. So he's right behind us now, but he's not really looking for a move on us. So we're looking to try and keep to the racing line and catch up to the guys in front. And as you'll see, one of them has got a penalty. Very crucial on this track out at that final corner to get a good run, because it's basically flat out all the way down. So the better run you get, you know, you can make up so much time down there. If you get a poor run, you just lose so much. As you see there, the guy up ahead serves his penalty, and we're going to go deep again into that corner, and the Brit gets the inside, so he does well there, gets the position on me because we get a poor run. So we sit back in behind him, we're going to brake early, and yeah, he goes deep again. So the exact same move, we get the inside line, and there we go. We're going to keep him on the outside, give him space. Is he going to keep it in on the outside again? No, we just get their position this time. And so I was very surprised last time he managed to keep it in on the outside there. But we take that position back, 8th position. So good little fight we've had with this Brit. As you see, we'll be trying to get a good run out this final corner now to bring it home. And you notice he didn't get the best run on us on the last lap. So we can get a clean run, we should be fine to the line. And we do, by the looks of it, get a better run than him, but looking back to see where he is. And then we're just going to want to stick it tight to the inside, but he's not close enough. Not got enough slipstream to pass us before the line, but we're going to keep it to the inside and take 8th place. So not as good as the last race, but we'll take it after what happened. I don't think the Audi was as good as the RCZ, but it did feel a little bit better, but I kept going deep into it, don't know why, deep into a few corners. So this race we're going to give the VW Scirocco a go, see how that is. And again, we only had 2 or 3 practice laps just before this race started. We're starting in 4th for this one, and that Greek fella's on pole, so we'll see what we can do in Scirocco. But again, same again, get the traction control on 1, and then Get it off before we change gear, change up, and get that radar back on. Big thing I'd say with the Scirocco and the Megane that we use in the next race over the TT and the RCZ, I was not a huge fan of the gearing, especially second gear is very short in this car and in the Megane. So a few of the tighter corners it was a bit awkward, but the car through sector 2 felt much better than the TT and the RCZ in my opinion. But obviously it doesn't have the straight line speed. But you see these cars in front having a bit of a battle. Fella gets stuck on the outside, so we're going to try and cut back on the inside, which we managed to do. So we get up into 4th, which is where we started the race. Lost that position at the very start. So we're going to be looking to see if we can move our way forward in the Scirocco. And we're probably going to need the slipstream in the Scirocco because it's not quite as quick as the TT and RCZ. And you should have noticed the majority of the cars were the RCZ and the TT in pretty much all the races. See there, it's just a bit awkward getting out the final corner I found in the Scirocco, which isn't good because you need a good run out that final corner. And I need the slipstream in this car really. You see first he's starting to pull away a bit. But the two in front are battling a little bit. You see here something happens there, not quite sure what. Don't know if the Spaniard went to the inside and the Frenchman went across, or whether the Spaniard gave the Frenchman a little tap in the back, but whatever, neither of them have got a penalty and they've both kept going, so we've got the run on them both. But the French guy's clearly seen us because he pulls right to the inside. We're going to make it 3 wide up the middle. See, he just turns in on me a little bit, and I was always going to back out of that. I was just trying to make them both nervous, see if either of them would make a mistake by me sticking my nose up the middle. But we get a run on the Frenchman now because we've got the slipstream off the Spaniard. Watch again, he just turns in on us a bit, and that messes our braking up. And I think the Spaniard brakes a little early, but that is our fault. We're from behind, so we get the 2-second penalty. But we'll just look at this again. If you just look at the French guy, he just turns right for some reason into me when he knows I'm there, so he just turns into me. Don't know why. And then as we come down to the next bit, again I did outbrake myself a bit, so I've got to take responsibility. It was my fault, but a bit of a mixture of the Spaniard braking a little earlier than I expected and the French guy turning in on me, as you see there, just put me off a little bit, and unfortunately I hit the back of him, but I get the 2-second penalty. I deserve it. So we'll look from the French guy's point of view now, and if you look at his radar, you see the red proximity arrow for his turning. He just turns right for some reason, not by much, and if you watch again now he does the same. See the little red dot just moves to the right before the turning point for some reason, just into me. And not to make any excuses, but I think that's what sort of put me off a little bit and messed me braking up, but it's my fault. But the Spaniard stays behind us, and we'll just carry on through here. But as you'll see, I didn't let the Spaniard pass, but to be honest, I thought if I try and let him pass, I'm probably going to hold him up. He's probably better off sticking behind me, and he'll get the slipstream off me down the main straight, and he'll pass me anyway when I serve the penalty if I haven't. So that's why I didn't want to let him pass, because I thought I'm actually probably going to hold him up if I try and let him pass through there. Just slow us both down. And as you see, he does get the run on us, because as I said, the Scirocco's not quite as fast as the TT and the RCZ. So I don't defend it because I know it's in behind me, so I stay to the outside and I'm keeping my eye on him coming. And if you just watch, I just give him enough space on the inside, let him have it, try and stay ahead of the German and get in his slipstream. But I'm trying not to fight, I'm trying to give him enough room there that we don't slow him down too much. So managed to get back in the slipstream because I want to make up as much time as possible because of serving this penalty. The 2 seconds is not a great penalty to serve here, so passed by the French guy and then the Spaniard, but it just turns in on me a bit. It's very awkward with serving a penalty here, as I said earlier. So he's ended up going slightly wide, unfortunately, but I don't think I've really done anything wrong there. So we'll just fast forward through, see if we can catch these guys up ahead. But as you see, the German has got a penalty, and we are catching. So we're obviously going to look to get a good run out the final corner, but obviously we're going to want to be in the slipstream of these guys in front. But again, I kept struggling in this car out that final corner. Just didn't feel as good as the RCZ and the TT, in my opinion, out of that corner. And as I said, it's quite an important corner, that. But we'll just slow it back down now as the German comes to serve his penalty. Oh no, we won't, sorry. My mistake, forgot how I edited it there. So we're just going to go past him. And we're going to see if we can catch up to the French guy in front. Goes deep there, but we're not close enough to do anything. And then coming round, we're probably not going to get him now, because as I said, this car isn't the greatest out the final corner. So we're going to look to get a good enough run to stop the guy behind catching us. Keep it to the inside and bring it home for the 4th place, so not too bad. As I said, don't think it's a bad car, the Scirocco. Maybe you should try it, especially through the second sector, but that final corner's a bit awkward. So we'll take that 4th and move on to the next one. So finally we're going to use the Megane, and this is where you want to watch out for that Greek driver that we were on about. So give him benefit of the doubt, he's been clean in those other races, he's not been involved in any of them incidents, so just keep that in mind as we watch this race. But I'll let you decide, because I did call him dirty after this race. But we're starting 4th here, and you'll see why I called him dirty. I wasn't too happy with him, to be honest, but he was claiming lag, and maybe give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I'll let you guys decide, but we'll discuss that at the end of the race. As you see, I get up into 3rd off the start through the centre S's, and then the Greek and the French guy 1-2 close to each other battling. So we're going to want to close up to them quickly, because we don't want to lose their slipstream when we're in the Megane. It's very similar to the Scirocco, the Megane. As I said, the gearing not the greatest. And as you look here, see, the Greek just turns in, totally spins the Frenchman out, or that's what it looks from my point of view. So straight away I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to be careful if I catch this guy about passing him, because that just looks like a deliberate spin. But let's look at it from his point of view, because he was claiming lag, but I couldn't see any lag there, could you? But as I said, he was cleaning those other races, so maybe he is saying the truth. But if you see there, look at the little red marker, it's fully to the left. So he is turning sharp to the left there on a corner that you don't turn that sharp for. So, I mean, I don't know. It looks naughty to me, and let's look from the French guy's point of view, and you see, it's just turning in on him. But if there was lag there, maybe the French guy wasn't there on his screen, but I'll let you decide that. As I said, it doesn't look particularly great for him from that point of view, in my opinion, but he was cleaning the other races. So we'll fast forward through now as we're behind him. And obviously in the race I didn't think he had lag, because it didn't look like it from my point of view. So obviously I was thinking I'm going to have to be careful passing him, but I need his slipstream really, because it's slightly quicker, that car. I did prefer the Megane to the Scirocco, I think, a little bit. It's very similar through sector 2, but a bit better out that final corner. But see, we're just fast forwarding through here. We were trying to stick with him, and I was sort of thinking, if I catch him, where do I want to catch him? What sort of move do I want to go for? Because obviously, from my point of view, what I seen, that did not look very good during the race. So I was obviously wary that if I did get alongside him, I'd have to be careful. But as I said, he did claim lag, and he did send me a PSN message afterwards as well. So I doubt he'd really do that if he was lying, but I'll let you guys decide. And he has been cleaning the other races, so but we'll just slow it down now. So you see here, he's in the race. I've looked, looks like he outbrakes himself during the race, but if you look, when I watch back on the footage, his car does jolt forward strangely, so maybe he is having lag. But look at that, he just comes on right in front of me. I've got nowhere to go, and the game gives me a 1 second penalty. So I was really annoyed at him at this point, because during the race I thought he's just outbraked himself, gone wide, totally cut the corner, and then hit me. And I got the penalty, and he didn't get a corner cutting penalty. But to be honest, if we see his car does jolt forward, so maybe he is having lag. I'll give him benefit of the doubt on that one. As I said, I don't know about the first one, but that one definitely looks like his claim of lag could be true. And if he's lagging there, he could have quite easily been lagging for the first incident. But we'll just look from his point of view. And if you just watch his car here closely, if you see, it just jolts forward as though he's been hit, which you can see I've clearly not hit him. I'm nowhere near him, but it's a poor rejoin from him right in front of me. And as I said, unfortunately, the way the penalty system is at the moment, it's just giving me the penalty. But we'll just look at this looking back view, because I thought this was quite a good view to see it. As you see, she goes really wide there. And look at this, just comes on right in front of me. Tried to avoid him, I've not really got anywhere to go. And unfortunately, I get a 1 second penalty. So during the race, I wasn't too happy, because, as I said, I didn't notice that little skip forward in the race, because obviously you're not concentrating on that. You're concentrating on your turning and your apexes and your braking, etc. So I didn't notice, but when I've watched the footage back, he does jolt forward. So I'll give him benefit of the doubt, since he was clean in those other races about the lag. Because why would he be clean in the other races and then be dirty in this? And why would he want to defend himself by sending me a PSN message if he was dirty? So personally, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'd like you guys to let me know in the comments below. But I got the run on him here, and because I wasn't happy, I thought I'm not going to go to the outside at all. I'm going to keep him squeezed to that wall, just because I was a little bit unhappy, obviously, with what had happened. So I wasn't going to hit him off, but I was sort of trying to let him know that I wasn't too happy with what had gone on. You see here, we're going to have to serve our penalty now, and that Spaniard's close up behind us. So can we keep that position from the Spaniard? We do just about, but as I said, I was really annoyed with that, because I thought I had the beating of this guy. I think it was looking a very good race, and I think I could have possibly gone for a move on him. I was right up behind him, and that penalty sort of ruined that. You see there, a bit more aggressive of a move, I think, from the Spaniard there than the guy in the race earlier, because I don't think there was as much of a gap, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for that. But so I was now annoyed, because as I said, I thought I could have challenged for first, and yet, if you look, now I'm down in third, so a little bit annoying really. But coming through to the end of the race now, going to keep in the Spaniard slipstream, so we keep this third place and take third place in the Megane. Not too bad really, but love you guys to let me know your opinions in the comments below about the Greek. As I said, I'm personally going to give him benefit of the doubt, because he wasn't dirty in any of the other races, so he's got no need to be dirty in this race really. So, and he claimed lag, and I think the second incident involving me, there was evidence of lag there, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt personally, but I'd love your guys' opinions in the comments below. And of the cars, I think the RCZ and the TT are very evenly matched, but I do think the Scirocco and the Megane can be very good cars around here as well, and if you've not given them a go, I think you should. Good little race driving with them, and nobody really uses them, so it'd be better to see more of them being used in the races, because they are competitive. But that's all we've got time for in this one, so if you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.